on your feet. New LV when you fly overseas. Call plumbing cause I'm at a band swimming cause I'm in a deep. Don't call me, you already know. I'm on the road and you for the streets. Young on and ain't the same. I guess we're on different things. I guess now we're distant strangers. You said it's no fun to blame, but I was not the one to change. Cause I was not the one to save you. You were my everything, now I regret everything. I wanted you here with me, but you didn't want that. I'm doing anything, I don't know what's you're in. I wanted you here with me, but it was too much to ask for. You know that I had you.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Houston Texans and the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you, the kicker, Chad Ryland. Gonna get things started. Off we go from Glendale. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Higgins sent in motion. Stroud gonna throw right away. He's gonna air one out right away. That's gonna be incomplete. That's very stout there. That's gonna bring up second down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. 17 yards on that play. First down for Houston.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue.
Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. Picked up by Max Melton.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes.
Yeah. Down he goes.
Brings up second and 17 at the 48-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
Panther 60, Panther 6, 79 Broncos.
He'll drop to throw. Caught downfield by Harrison. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
That's good.
They get 21 on that one. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
27-yard line.
Hey, let's go now. Let's go.
They'll run first carry of the game for Trey Benson. He'll carry this one inside the 20 into the red zone. Give him 8 on that carry.
At the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Okay, break.
Here's second and 2.
Ready? 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
They'll go again with Benson. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
65 catch, 65 catch.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. That's complete. Taken in by Franklin. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Bronco switch, Bronco switch.
On 1st and 10, here's Benson. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down.
3-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Here we go, set. Check up.
Blitz coming, he'll throw it. It is brought in the end zone. Marvin Harris Jr. Touchdown, Arizona. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Cardinals will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Drive starts with a run.
Oh my God.
He's inside the 40. A terrific run, finally brought down, but he's inside the 35-yard line. So a big one there to start the drive. 41 yards.
First down. A 41-yard gain. And the Texans
On play action. Stroud. He gets this into the hands of Green. And he'll be forced out of bounds a yard or so shy of the marker, but it is a gain of 9 on 1st down.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing down, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. We'll try and run for the first with Judkins.
Ja, wer sich da durchlag.
What a run. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space, and man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal.
Here we go, let's go. 18.
Higgins sent in motion. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That one, take it in. Take down. Touchdown, Houston. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Moody's extra point is good. And the Texans will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Melton now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Check, Bobcat, check, 70. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
We'll start out with a run, and it's Benson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Ready? Ready?
Again, it's Benson. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
Look the hot, look the hot. All right. Hey, no more. What 18? 11.
Higgins sent in motion. Strauss to throw here on 1st down. Now a deep ball here is for Collins. And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Hit as he throws and is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
From the gun, here's Stroud. He's got his man.
Mann, das kann nicht sein, Jungs. Da muss einer mal hin.
And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And the Texans, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. Running left is Judkins. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
All right.
On 2nd down, Stroud. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. 22 yards to pick up there. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the 1st down.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he will get into the end zone. And Higgins. Touchdown, Texans. Extra point up and good from Moody. And the Texans will move out to a 14-7 lead. So, following the touchdown, the punter, man, going to kick this one away. Melton now to return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. Completes this one. That's Christian Watson. Look at him go. Christian Watson. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, Arizona. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. The return starts from the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Hey, Uno Mars. Here we go. Look to hot.
In motion now, it's Collins. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play to kick off this drive. 32 yards.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up 3rd down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in.
And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Den hält er fest. Wie kann er den denn festhalten, Mann? Wie?
You're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
Here's 1st and 10. On the give, it's Judkins.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
They run it once more with Judkins. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop it for no gain yet again. And now it's 3rd down.
Brings up
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Oh, Mann, ich bin noch da.
They hook up again. Second time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Why Tony?
Throwing is Stroud.
Er wirft ihn über mich. Warum springt er nicht hoch?
Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. First touchdown of the game for the man who leads the NFL in TD grabs. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Ready. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready?
Now, faking the give.
Kommt nicht in die Play-Action. Keine Chance.
That the former Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson. In there to drop him, and that's going to be a loss of 9 to open this drive. Back to throw. Here's a screen set up for Benson.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Cowboy 80. Ready?
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
I think he
rutscht da durch,
predetermined
Digga.
that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Now Tony to return it. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Swap. Level swap.
Higgins sent in motion. A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins.
Ich spiele nur gegen Dämonen, Digga, das macht keinen Spaß.
71 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Moody's extra point is good. And the Texans have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. So, following the touchdown, the punter, man, going to kick this one away. Melton now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
26-yard line.
Hold it ready. Ready. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down. throw out of the gun. That's caught. It's the tight end, Chip Ryman. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
That's good for a Cardinals first down.
Buffalo 18.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This is intercepted. That's the linebacker.
Ich hab keinen Bock
Sees
mehr.
outside. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
Oh.
Judkins now on first and 10.
Wieder keiner dran.
And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
They'll come up on a second down and 8.
Here we go.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. Flush to his right.
Fang das Ding noch mal.
Incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And it'll be third down.
So this is where things get tricky. They work all week with the pass rush, Mike, to move the quarterback off his spot. They don't want these NFL quarterbacks in rhythm, hitting the top of their drop, and delivering the ball on time. But then the second component to that is you get them out there on the run, and it can really stress your coverage downfield. So nice job here, sticking with their guys, not giving any open targets downfield, and they force the incomplete.
A big half continues. Already 2 touchdowns on the score sheet. And here, this grab gets him a first down.
First down, Texans.
Up the middle goes Judkins here. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
A good spot here. Second and a yard.
Already.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Well, he caught by the running back, Judkins. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter.
Let the hot.
On play action, Stroud. Left side is made by Higgins. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second. As it comes to 22 seconds remaining till halftime.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Why, Tony?
Throwing on second down. Stroud. And he's in. Jaden Higgins. Touchdown, Texans. That is second touchdown of the game. This one number 7 on the year. So the numbers starting to pile up here early. We haven't reached halftime, and he's already thrown 4 touchdown passes. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. Melton now to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. Shot. 19.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to bring him down for his 7th sack of the year. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out The third quarter is underway. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Ready? Go!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught left side by Ryman. He'll be out of bounds. That's a decent pickup of 5 on first down. From the 41, here's second down and 4. A run out of the gun with Benson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Go! Viking 18! Cowboy 80!
They'll throw here on third and short. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. They get 20 on the connection. It's an Arizona first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, first and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
On the toss, they go with Benson. And the struggles
keine
in the running
O-Line.
game continue. They take him down behind the line.
Das ist wirklich geil.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley. And he's going to take this back.
Macht einfach keinen Spaß mehr hier. Muss ich leider so sagen.
Houston.
Moin, also wie gesagt, Cardinals werden jetzt frei, weil mir macht das persönlich hier absolut keinen Spaß mehr, weil wir nur noch Dämonen drin sind. Ist ja schön und gut, dass ihr eure Liga voll habt, aber das in der Sache ist, hier nur krasse Spieler reinzupacken, weiß ich nicht. Wenn ihr ein gewisses Niveau haben wollt, dann ist das natürlich berechtigt.
He'll be taken down right at the 29-yard
Aber wie
line.
gesagt, wenn ich mir das Schedule angucke von mir, was ich da dieses Jahr habe, da kann ich meine Zeit sinnvoller nutzen. Weil da brauche ich gar nicht antreten, weil ich jetzt schon sagen kann, dass da Spiele bei sind. Niemand kann das nicht nur knapp, sondern haushoch.
Nice run for 8 on that one.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
So, from the 37, here's second and a couple. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. It is a big gain for Arizona. 52 yards.
Cardinals, first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Down at the 12. It's first and 10.
Get it. Cowboy 80. Go.
Now they'll set up to throw. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll take it on in. Marvin Harris Jr. Touchdown, Arizona. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Ryland's kick here is good. And the Cardinals are able to edge a bit closer. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
They run straight ahead with Judkins. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
White Tony.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Hey, south.
Yards to go.
Swap. Another swap.
From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. And he got all of this one. Headed for the sideline. And no chance of the run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds.
26-yard line.
Yeah, really with you. I should probably start a head, boy, because I got all the hits, boy. All that drink you got to chill. I be on my little mouse drip.
Go! Check Viking 18. Ready.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's caught right side. It's Franklin. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
22 yards.
Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ready.
Now, faking the give. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Keine Play-Action ausspielen, geht nicht.
Daniil Hunter in there for the sack. He forced his way through. A loss of 9.
Let's go now.
They'll look to throw. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And they will finally run him down. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 33 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Ready.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Here we go. Set.
A handoff running left is Benson.
Was soll ich denn machen?
And their
Was soll ich
woes in the
machen?
running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive...
And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position. Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
So, both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's Judkins now. as we begin the fourth quarter. And a much more positive run here. That one good for 10, but it's still going to leave him with a third down coming up.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass. So they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind, as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake. It's just a big-time play by this quarterback on fourth down. You can see he starts first look cover. Then he goes through his progression. There's nowhere to go with the ball. He can't throw it away, can't take a sack. He quickly decides to turn into a runner, use his legs to pick up the first down, and they're still alive.
They'll run it with Judkins. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9. Again, it's Judkins. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now third down coming up.
Made at the 6-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's third down.
They'll try the left side with Judkins. And he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Texans. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
On is Moody to add the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Texans will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Cardinals 21.
So, following the touchdown, the punter man going to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
Hey! Bronco 80!
Now give up the middle, it's Benson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. John Franklin Myers in for the sack. It's a loss of 9 and sets up third down. That's complete. Taken in by Franklin. Inside the 20. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 86 yards. Touchdown, Arizona. Now Ryland for the extra point. It's up.
Hier sind nur Hurensöhne drin, wirklich ohne Witz. Hier in der Liga sind nur Hurensöhne drin. Das ist so heftig, also menschlich einfach nur abschauen wirklich.
TD, he'll send this one away. Safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 1. Here's Judgment. And he's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Kann man so abschalten, wirklich.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Back to throw. To the left side in the hands of Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A give. Here's Benson. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 50-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. He'll work this out wide to Benson. Still on his feet. And he will score! Trey Benson. Touchdown, Cardinals. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Drive starts with a run by Judkins. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Drop for the loss of a yard.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. The Texans getting all set to punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock.
Let's go now.
Here's 1st down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Down to a knee here. The defense still has a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they're going to use them. Now on 2nd and long.
Bronco 80. Ready, right?
They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
Let's go.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long.
Ready.
They'll go down to a knee.
So
it's
mir
a win
reicht es hier.
for the visiting Texans. And that's now 4 victories in a row as they continue to play as well as anyone in the NFL. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.
Letzte Woche das mit dem, der spielt nur Cover vor in der Verteidigung, weil er da irgendeine Meta-Scheiße gefunden hat oder so. Tut mir leid, aber jede Woche irgendeinen neuen Spacken da irgendwie zu haben, das tut mir leid, das ist nicht meins. Also dann soll da jemand besseres das Team kriegen, wenn er mit den Leuten klarkommt. Tut nicht, weil ich habe das Gefühl, dass immer Idioten sind. Von daher wünsche ich der Liga alles Gute und wie gesagt, ich finde es halt ein bisschen witzig, dass dein Bruder in der Liga da noch mitzieht, mit der Begründung, bei uns in der HMH sind nur Schwitzer drin. Also dann sage ich dir mal meine Meinung, und zwar ist die Liga von euch um 100-fach besser als die bei uns in der Liga.